Hi all, welcome to i-tutor Academy. In today's session, we will start with the block 4, that is materials management. In this block, there is 3 units are there. There is unit 12, that is purchase system and procedure and inventory management. Unit 13, so here is one, and standardization, codification and variety reduction. And unit 14 is waste management. So these are under block 4. So this is our last block of Mmpc 009. So today we will start with the unit 12, and so in this unit the unit name is purchase system and procedure and inventory management. So objectives are the appreciate the need of professionalism in purchase, define the scope and objective of the purchasing department of an organization, and prepare the appropriate format of input forms to purchase department for an efficient processing, identify the demand characteristics of materials and their specification management policies, legalities, etc., to identify the suitable purchase procedure, deciding on selection of suppliers, timing, price, quality, and quantity, and deciding on the forms, records, and reports relevant to purchasing, and evaluate purchase department, evolve the procedure for vendor evaluation, design the organizational structure for the purchase activity in an organization, and introduce computerization of purchasing activity, understand the meaning of inventory and identify inventory related cost parameters, learn about various type of inventory policies, appreciate the role of selective inventory management, know the exchange curve concept for aggregate inventory planning, and get a feel of some mathematical model of inventory analysis, and perform sensitivity analysis on a type of model, compute safety stocks, and understand the problem of slow moving item, appreciate the role of computers in the inventory control, and have a brief idea about the recent developments in inventory management. And structure of this unit are there is introduction, role of purchasing function, input is there, restraint and factors, purchasing decision, purchasing organization, procedure, form, record and reports, evaluation of departmental procedures and vendor evaluation and rating, computerized purchasing system, purchasing in government organization, introduction to inventory system and function of inventory, classification of inventory system, selective inventory management, exchange curve and aggregate inventory planning, deterministic inventory model, probabilistic inventory model, and inventory control of slow moving items, and recent development in inventory management summary, keyword section, and self assessment exercise also here. So let's begin with the first part of the introduction, that is role of purchasing function. Okay, and use your study material also, Mmpc 009. Okay, and from our daily life we know that every one of us depend on commodities and services supplied by other individuals or organization. Similarly, every organization, big or small, to varying extent, depends on materials and services from other organizations. So these materials and services are obtained through exchange of money. Okay, this process of exchange is known as purchasing. So that is the definition for purchasing. Okay, so we are also purchasing small and small things. Okay, so we are exchanging money. Okay, so that is basically purchasing. And the present context, we shall concentrate on the purchase of material, and materials constitute an important ingredient of input to the activities of several type of organizations and industries required raw materials, components and equipment for their production. Service organization requires supplies, spare parts are required for maintenance operations, and so on. And furthermore, in most of the organization, the value of materials as compared to other input to the system is high. And in an industry, on an average, about 40 to 60% of the total money is spent on materials and related services. Similar estimate about the large sum of money involved can be made for public works departments, electricity board, developmental agencies, and corporations, etc. And with the increasing complexities in materials, characteristics, and their usage, vice versa, increasing competition, the purchasing function has emerged as a specialized organizational activity. In many organizations, it is regarded as a supportive function. However, in order to attain the maximum contribution to the efficiency and effectiveness of an organization, the purchasing should be treated as one of the functional areas. And objectives are: the purchasing principle are usually epitomized as buying material of right quality in the right quantity and the right time at the right price from a right source and also at the right place. The main objectives are, so, to make the user department of the organization from time to time aware of the range of the quality of materials available in the market, and to maintain the right quality of purchased materials based on standards, technical specification, and suitability as determined by the user department, and to procure at the lowest possible cost consist with the quality and service requirement, and to ensure the minimum possible investment in service operations related to purchased materials such as transportation, inspection, storing, and record keeping, etc. And to maintain continuity of the supply, to ensure that scheduled activities are not interrupted, and to integrate the requirement of all departments of the organization in order to take the advantage of economy of scale whenever possible, and to also avoid duplication of purchases resulting in waste and obsolescence, and to create goodwill for the organization through healthy buyer supplier relationship. Okay, so purchasing functions. In order to meet the above objectives of the purchasing functions, the requisite input and possible restraints and factors must be identified. The purchasing function is responsible for host of decisions. So figure 1 is here, purchasing decision functions. Okay, these are the functions. Purchasing function, there is decision, that is output, supply source, timing, price, quality, and quantity. And demand factors are item used continuously, large single orders, small value purchases, normal purchases. And input is there, so output and input. Okay, purchase requisitions, product specifications. Restraints, legalities, management policies, available resources, and market conditions. So this is vendor rating and development, make or buy, value analysis, surplus disposal and control and audit, maintenance and development of procedures, forms, record and reports. Okay, and next is input. So what is input? So in the preparation of input constitute pre-purchasing activities and decided to a great extent the success of the purchasing system, and the input to purchasing come in the form of requisition or intended from the various departments and unit of the organization, and the success of purchasing department depends upon the quality of this input and also upon the ability of the purchasing department personnel to analyze the input to the fullest extent. The most important input are purchase requisitions and their accompanying product specification. And purchase requisition or purchase indents, the purchase requisition is the primary and authorization document describing the needed item, and most organizations have a standard requisition form for the use of all its departments, and the format however may change from organization to organization. And the three most common type of the requisition forms are standard purchase requisition, traveling purchase requisition, and bill of material, that is BOM. And standard purchase requisition form, this form is standard for a given organization, and the different organization may use different format, and a standard purchase requisition form is used for non-recurring requirement of items and normally contains the following information. First is requisition number and the date of requisition, name of the department or section, account to be charged, description and quantity of item, purpose of the item, date when item are needed, and approximate unit price and the total cost, suggested supplier's name and address, and signature of the requisition, head of the department approving authority as appropriate. Okay, so here is a sample format for standard requisition form. So this is that form. Okay, so purchase order number, shipping instruction, and delivery date and quantity delivers are there. Okay, and next is traveling purchase requisition. So what is traveling purchase requisition? This type of form is used by store for recurring requirements for material and standard parts. The requisition form is the format of a card for a single item containing the information about the item and potential suppliers, record of the receipt and issues, and so forth. Okay, and a sample format of the traveling purchase requisition card is shown in the figure 3. So this is figure 3, specimen of traveling requisition 4. Okay, so please go through your study material, so you will get more idea. And bill of material, this is the list of all items for a finished product and is prepared at the time of engineering drawing of the product, and the bill of materials and the production schedule are sent to the purchasing department, which computes the total requirements of each part of each period of the production. This eliminates the necessity of typing numerous requisitions for usually a large number of items. Okay. Next is specification. So specification of an item intended to purchase provide detailed description of the characteristics and features of the item. These must be provided by the requisition department by taking, if necessary, assistance from the purchasing department which has acquired specialization in the related matter. And and the major objective of the specification are to let the purchasing department understand exactly the features required in the item, and to let the supplier know exactly what the buyer wants, and to permit the easier, quicker and accurate verification of item upon receipt. Okay, and following are the common type of specification used to describe and grade the item, that is market grade, commercial standard, and trade or brand names, material specification, performance specification, sample, blueprints, combined specifications, etc. Okay. So next section is restraint and factors. So restraint limit the alternative available to purchasing department for its decision. So similarly, the type of purchasing procedure adopt will depend on the factors related to demand for the item. So in this section, we shall discuss some of the these restraints and demand factors. Okay. So purchasing decisions are restrained by legal consideration, management policies, resource availability, and market conditions, and so forth. So first of all, legal considerations. The purchasing department commits a good deal of finance when a purchase order is placed, and it is therefore necessary to have sufficient understanding about the legal aspect of purchase. So the Indian Sale of Good Act 1930 and the Indian Contract Act 1872 cover some of the important legal aspects. The important relevant laws are law of agency, law of contract, law of pertaining to sale of goods including patent law, warranties, trademark, etc. And fourth is arbitration. Okay, the professional legal advice related to this law is must for major contracts involving large sum of money or extending over a long period of time, like imports. And Indian Chamber of Commerce and International Chamber of Commerce have codified general business terminology to minimize the friction between buyer and seller. And management policies, that is centralized versus decentralized purchases. And management may choose between centralized and decentralized organization or a mixture of these two for purchases. And centralized purchasing has economic advantage due to specialization and input standardization, and this is an attractive strategy for multiple plant and multiple location activities using related items. In addition, it offers development of specialized purchasing skill, consolidation of order quantities which can result in quantity and cash discount, better control over inventory investment, less overlapping and duplication of effort, and uniform quality and less variety of materials. And centralized purchasing, however, tended to be slow, rigid, and rule bound, and may return out to be very costly for low value purchases. Okay. Next is resource limitation. Finance is the major resource which can seriously influence the purchase activities. The corporate finance is shared by all the departments of the organization, and purchase department must operate within the allocated budget. This may lead sometimes to purchasing decisions somewhat less optimal than what it would have been had the purchase department been able to get the finance as and when desires. This sometimes the advantage of quantity discount might have to be foregone in favor of overall financial planning of the organization. Market condition, the market condition related to short term market situation which are influenced by supply and demand as well as overall national economy. This during shortage, the reliability of supply may be considerably more important than the price. And demand factors, based on the demand pattern, the item can be grouped into four basic categories, that is item used continuously, large single orders, and small value purchase and normal purchase. Okay, so these are these three sections. So today we are end here, and the next sub-sessions we will discuss on next video. And for more MBA videos, you just do like, share, and subscribe our channel. Thank you so much.
i-tutor Academy presents IGNOU MBA complete syllabus coverage classes for individual students, semester-wise subject with online and flexible timing. For more details, contact on +916 238 217 885.